Oh, hi guys, check out this skateboarder, right? Look at these awesome tricks. And you know that this guy can only do his tricks only if he has the most awesome ramps. And ramps, look at, can you see right triangles in these ramps? Yes, and if you're going to construct one, you should know how to get the measure. Now, not just the hypotenuse, but also the measure of the legs. And so that's our lesson for today. Okay, let's have a short review first of our Pythagorean theorem. Okay, so we know that these are the legs, the A and the B. We know that this is the hypotenuse, the longest side C. And remember last time this was missing. Now today our focus is the altitude and the base, or simply the legs. We will be solving for the legs if they are missing. Again, remember this formula. Now let's try to derive the formula if the altitude or the base is missing. Now, let's start with the altitude. If this is missing the letter A, okay? So I don't need u plus b. I need to take you away. Minus b squared for u, minus b squared for u. That cancels out. See that? So what remains will be a squared will now be equal to, subtracting these two, c squared minus b squared. Can you see the difference? It's not addition now, it's subtraction. And if I want to get the a simply alone, I need to get rid of u, square root on the left, square root on the side. That cancels out, therefore a will be alone. This will be your formula, the square root of c squared minus b squared. Okay. Next, the b is missing. Okay, the b is missing. I need to get rid of u, a squared. How do I get rid of a squared? Subtract a squared on the left, subtract a squared on the right. That cancels out. Bring it down. B squared is equal to c squared minus a squared. Does that look familiar now? Compare this and that one. What can you say? It's now subtraction. Yes, I want the square to be removed. Square root on the left, square root on the right. That cancels out. Therefore, b is alone is equal to c squared minus a squared and plus the square root on that side. See? Use this formula or that formula to solve for your missing leg. Now let's analyze this problem. How high is the skateboard ramp? So the height, okay, is missing. That's missing. So, but let me identify what these sides are. The longest one, obviously, would be the 19C. And then usually the B, the base, I call that the B. But that's one of the legs. And the one standing up, I call it as the A, altitude. So the altitude is missing. So remember, you don't need to use your derived formula. You can just begin with what you know. A squared plus b squared equals c squared. See? So A is the height. That's what I don't know, the letter A. So I just leave it as a squared plus the b is 10. I use this 10 and substitute it there, 10 squared. And I use this 19 for c. So 19 squared. Are we good so far? All right. So a squared is equal plus 10 times 10, 100. 19 squared will give me 361. 361. Okay? Now, I need to get rid of you 100 so that a will be alone. So let me remove 100 on the left minus 100 on the right. That cancels out. Finally, a squared is alone on the left side. But on the right side, it's going to be 361 minus 100 is 261. But I'm not yet done because of that square. How do I remove the square? Simply get the square root on the left, square root on the right. That cancels out. Therefore, a will be alone. Now, the square root of 261, yes, you can use your calculator. You will get 16.155 249 dot dot dot. Okay, so I could simply round it. Suppose the teacher asks you to round to the nearest tens, so I could say 16 point. Okay, look at this. The 5 will affect the 1. I'll make it 2 feet. So that's the height of the skateboard ramp. Okay, second problem, how long should the skateboard be? Okay, if you analyze the skateboard, okay, so obviously the longest side, the one opposite the 90 degrees is the C. You're the C, you're the A altitude, and you're the base. The base will be the how long it would be, okay? So simply, let's now try to use the derived formula. Okay, B is equal to, remember, there's a long square root, and what's inside? Yes, the longest minus the other leg, a squared. So see, you can just put it out there so that you don't need to move things around. So let's simply plug it in. So c squared is 15 squared minus 9 squared. Okay, 15 times 15. 15 squared will give you 225. 225 minus 81, of course, 81. Okay, subtract first. 225 minus 81 is 144. 144. Okay, square root of 144 is an exact number 12. So B is equal to 12. So 12 feet. The skateboard ramp is 12 feet long. So you're at 12 feet. A 55-inch TV actually means that the diagonal is 55 inches. Did you know that? I thought this is the 55. I thought this was the 55. No, this is the 55. It's the diagonal. If this TV has a height of 30, so this is 30, they're asking us what will be the length. This is the missing one. So let's label that. So we said that the diagonal is from one of the vertex to the other vertex. This is 55 inches. And what else do we know? We know that the height is 30 inches. This is 30 inches. What would be the length? This would be the length. Oh, Ram, that's a square. I thought we're talking about right triangles. Yes, there is a right triangle. Can you see this right triangle? Yes, the right triangle is still there. And what is 55? Is that the A, B, or C? Yes, it's the longest side. This is 55 will be the C. Let's label that. 55 will be the C. Okay, 55, you're going to be the C. And then you could be the B. And you could name the missing ones as an A. The length will be the A. All right, let's solve it then. So A squared plus B squared equals C squared. All right, so A squared, I don't know what you are, but B squared, I know you are 30 squared, and C squared, you are the hypotenuse, you're the 55 squared. Are we good so far? A squared is equal to, not yet, A squared plus 900, and then 55 squared, get your calculator, 55 squared is equal to 3025. 3025. Okay, we want that A to be alone, so minus 900 for you, minus 900 for you. Now A squared is alone, A squared is alone, so 3025 minus 900 gives me 2125. 2125. Okay, I need to get rid of that square. Square to the left, square to the right. That cancels out. Finally, A, get your calculator. Square root of 2125 gives me 46.097. Since everything is rounded as a whole number, we could just round it as a whole number, about 46 inches. Okay, from this side to that side, that length is 46 inches. Okay. Now let's try this ingenuity problems. Okay. What is the length of the unknown leg? Okay, so obviously it's an A. Let's use a ready-made formula. A is equal to, remember the derived formula? It's not addition now, it's subtraction. C squared minus what? The B squared. See that? You could begin with that formula or the other formula. Square root of what? So let's use 29 squared minus 21 squared. Okay. Square root of 29 squared will be 841. 841. 21 squared, 21 times 21 is 441. 441. Okay. And then let's subtract. You'll get 400. Okay, 400. Guess what? It's a perfect square. Square root of 400 is 20. So that's the correct answer. Now, let's see this one. Which statements are true about the unknown side length in this right triangle? Check all that applies. Okay, so let's check it out. So let's analyze first. You're going to be the C. You're going to be like the A, and let's say the B is missing here. All right, so the A and the B could interchange. The equation A squared plus 13 squared is equal to 6 squared can be used to find the unknown. All right, this is like the A squared, this is our B squared, this is the C squared. Correct, it matches, so this makes sense. Okay, do we add the A and the B is equal to C squared can be used to find the unknown? Same thing, right? Yeah, they're the same thing. You could interchange the position of the A or the B. It doesn't matter. They are always the same with the C squared. So that makes sense. Now, do we add the A squared and the C squared? No, we don't add them. Okay? They are to be subtracted if you want to get the other length. So this is wrong. So not you. The length of the unknown leg is square root of 23 meters. Oh, we don't know yet. Let's solve it then. So let's solve it. C squared is equal to A squared plus B squared. So let's write it down as 6 is equal to square root of 13 squared and then plus B squared. 6. Now, this the first time we're going to do this. The square root of a square actually what? Cancels it out. The square root of a square cancels it out. It's back to 13 plus B squared. Okay? So next. So the C squared is 6. We haven't done the C squared, so that's gonna be 36. Okay, so let's write it down. I need to get rid of you. Minus 13 on the left, minus 13 on the right. That cancels out, so that's going to be 323 is equal to B squared. I need to get rid of the square. Square root on the left, square root on the right. That cancels out. Therefore, the remaining number on the right is B, square root of 23. There you go. This makes sense. Okay. The length of the unknown leg is 7. Are you sure? The square root of 23? 23 square root is 4.79. It's not 7, so not you. Not you, only those 3. Next, the diagram shows two different nature trails in a state park. You walk through trails, right? The solid line shows the dogwood trail. The dashed line shows the elm trail. Which of the following statements are true about the lengths of the trail? Check all that applies. So this one is given 5. This one is given 13. I see a missing A here and a missing B there. Okay. The total length of the Dogwood Trail is 16 kilometers. All right. Where is the dogwood? Oh, this is the dogwood. Is the solid line. This is the dogwood. And then the broken lines are the elm. Okay, but listen. I don't know the missing A and the missing B. So let's solve for A first. So let's solve for A. Let's use our shortcut. Square root of C squared minus B squared. We're looking at the upper triangle. Look at the upper triangle, the one in red. Okay, so that's the square root of 13 squared minus 5 squared. So square root of 169 minus 25. Okay, square root of 169 minus 25 is 144. 144, the square root of 144 is 12. So A is equal to 12. So we got this as 12. Now, but we need the B. Okay, now everybody look at the blue triangle. Blue right triangle. Let's solve that over here. So the B is missing. Let's write down our shortcut formula. C squared minus A squared. So let's plug in. The C here would be what? The 5, the longest, 5 squared. And then this would be the A here would be what? Yes, the 3 squared. So that's the square root of 25 minus 9. Square root of 16 is 4. So B is equal to 4. So you are a 4. Okay. So I can get the total length now. Oh, so that's going to be 12 plus 5 plus 4 plus 3 is not 16. Wrong. So let's do that again. 12 plus 5 is 17. Plus 4 is 21. Plus 3, 24. That makes sense. The elm trail is longer than the dogwood trail. Is that true? 13, 13 plus 5 gives me 18. And remember, we got a 24. Elm trail is 18. Dogwood trail is 24. So that's false. It's not correct. The difference between the lengths of the trail is 2. No. 24 minus 18 is equal to how many 80 how many 18 plus 2 6, right? 6. So no, it cannot be 2. So that's the correct answer, only the second one. Okay, last problem. Tamika builds a wooden skateboard ramp, and the measures are here. 63, horizontal is 60, so the H is missing. So you're the C. What do you want to call this? A or B? B below, because it's base. All right, so we're solving for the A. You could use your derived formula, or you could simply write what? Your regular formula. A squared plus B squared equals C squared. All right, let's plug it in. My A is what? My A is missing. So, but the A is called H. H squared. My B is the 60 squared. My C is the 63 squared. So H squared is equal to 6 times 6, 36, plus the 2 zeros. 63 times 63, it gives me 3969. 3969. Are we good so far? Yes, I need to get rid of you. 3,600 minus 3,600. That cancels out. And then H squared is equal to, so let me subtract first. 369. 369. I need to get rid of the square. Square root to the left, square root to the right. That cancels out. Therefore, H is alone. It says I could use my calculator. The square root is 19.2093771. It says nearest tens. Nearest tens is over here. 0 will not affect you. So my answer is 19.2 centimeters. 19.2 centimeters. All right? Got it? So remember, results is equal to action plus motivation. Good luck in your practice.